Yes, sir. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. And of course, it's Champ's Corner today on this beautiful Monday. Repping the vintage jacket from Pops. It's time to get ready for Daytona NASCAR, baby. Coming in February, okay? I'm advertising early. I'm fired up for it. Taking a little man, hopefully, to one of the events. So I'm fired up, feeling pretty good about it. But good to see you. Got a lot to go over, as we always do, jam-packed. Although it is the quiet, slow season, it's never a dull moment in Gator Nation as we lose on a quarterback in the transfer portal, which we kind of thought would happen, and now it's official, but could be some turnaround happening. Also, a record was broken today. We'll get into that. Then possibly, maybe reading tea leaves. This is all hypothetical here, okay? So don't yell at me. Just doing what fans do. We talk, we ask questions. Maybe a new coach in the future here. We'll talk. Don't yell. Don't freak out. Just smash the like button, because if not, Stephen Harris is going to yell at you. Okay, you don't want that. You don't want that. The show's brought to you by, of course, PrizePicks. Boys, we got to talk about PrizePicks because my heart got absolutely ripped out yesterday. All right, we're going to talk all about it. Stephen Harris, boys and girls, how we doing, big guy? Good to see you.
What's going on, man? Go Gators, baby. Go Gators.
Go Gators. Good to see you. Muddy Waters, Chandler Scarborough, Freshly Jones. Good to see you, boys. Muddy Waters, Mike Letters, my Lowry. My Lowry.
Scott. Mama Wine.
That's
what
Mama
Mama Wine.
That's my mama. That's my mama. Boys and girls.
Nah, I know your mama, so
that's my mom.
Oh, she changed her name?
She's got like 9 different YouTubes. She don't know what she's doing. She's shouting on her iPad, her iPhone, and then she yells at me because it changes. She knows. She must be watching her iPad tonight. So that's
shout out to Mama Wine.
Yeah. Good to see all the boys and girls getting smashed the like button.
Yo, there goes Scott.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at the super chat to get started. Rookie always firing up the chat. I love it. He got it hasn't loaded on my side yet, but $10. Here it is. Shelton, pray for me. In New Orleans, 4 blocks away from the Superdome, the Tiger fans saw my Gator hat, and there are flaming things. There are flaming things out of me. What?
Yeah.
Trying to beat him up, I assume.
Right. So it's New Orleans.
I love it though. But look, let's dive right into it. Obviously, the first news that broke today. Okay, we've been talking about it. It's been kind of surfacing the internet of Deshaun Purdy, who there was a couple things kind of broke today, but we've been talking about this. We heard about the possibility of him asking to be released. Mm-hmm. We had a pretty long conversation about, was it the fact that he thought he was going to start? Was it? It's done and over with. He's gone. He's moving on. I do have some information, some noise on this, because a lot of people thought or thinking or talking that Georgia came in and offered a hefty bag and is moving in. Per Blake Alderman from 247, basically is saying that, look, when they sign these NIL agreements, they also sign an SEC agreement that would prevent him from going to any other SEC school once he's signed. So
fantastic. When did they listen to me? When did that happen?
I think he can go in the spring portal. I believe he may be able to transfer to an SEC school. I'm not quite sure.
Well, at least we got something.
Yeah. So if he was being offered, and again,
I was trying to hold him anyway, but I just like that rule. Nothing.
Yeah, I think like and then some people were talking about like this never happens to anybody else. And look, I feel like, we did it. We did it with DeAndre Robinson. It's a shitty situation. And people want to try to point blame at other things. Again, I don't know the full details of this. Again, what was kind of being reported and what kind of ran rapid was the fact that he thought he had an opportunity to play for number 1. And if you are Georgia, I would find that surprising, because you're telling him he has a chance against Gunnar Stockton, who sat patiently behind Carson Beck for the last X amount of years. So Carson Beck left, and you chose Gunnar Stockton over Beck, but now you're going to offer this guy. It doesn't make any sense to me either. So
it don't make sense, but for me, I for the young man, I like it. What he did as a freshman, proving beyond his worth where he went. So for him, wanting to compete for a starting job sounds plausible. You know, he's young. If he believes in himself that much, but to come into Florida thinking that you possibly going to be the starter would probably be a failure if that was his thought process on his behalf. Wanting to compete to start, maybe not so much. I can understand that, because if you come in and you show that you can ball, you just want that fair shot. You know what I mean? But you know, obviously he's hearing some things from people, and people probably view him as a starter to come in for their program. So he's reevaluating his situation. I believe he probably was under the mindset that he'll come in Lagway still recovering from his injury. They'll compete. And if he'll be here if something was to happen to Lagway, not necessarily that it was going to be a head-to-head race for who our starter is. We wouldn't even be putting Lagway in that situation right now.
That was our understanding as well. Look, I see kind of the comments like, "Who cares? He was just a kid from Charlotte." But look, we need this. That's the depth piece. Like this,
I like the piece for sure.
It was important. Yeah, like it's not the
and
big
the style of
flashy
play.
one.
It fit the style of play for which we needed. I wanted a mobile quarterback. I've been saying that about the backup we needed for that position. Need to be someone that's mobile and is going to mold with what we're trying to do moving forward. And he fit the bill. Just looking at his film and his arm talent, I thought it was great. I didn't know how it was going to work, honestly, with seeing how the kid looked good. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was going to work anyway. He looked too good. He fit the bill too well to not want to play.
Sure, but again, that's where I think the whole confusion was. Like, what did you think? But
yeah,
poor Charlotte, they lose. I mean, he's already left Charlotte, and Max Brown just signed with West Virginia, that were both Charlotte quarterbacks. They're I mean, it's not like Charlotte was really too worried about it.
But you know, they were bound for the playoffs next year. So what are you talking about?
This was the downfall here. Look, this good news though. This article, Pete Nakos kind of broke the news. I feel like before it kind of came official, because he wrote this article talking about these guys, this quarterback right here. It's saying that Florida had already released Deshaun. So this young man, his name is CJ Obagana, I believe, from Buffalo, and Georgia seems to be in the mix for this young man as well. 6'2", 185 junior transfer. Again, I'm hoping the conversation's a healthy one, letting him know that he's coming in to be the backup. But looks like, again, Georgia's going after him. He starting quarterback. He threw for 2,300 yards, 19 touchdowns this past season. He also rushed for 343 yards and 8 touchdowns. He was previously at Southwest Missouri State, where he threw for 4,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. So,
you know what though? This is me just envisioning down the road. I can see a scenario where he can come in and still play with his style of play on different packages, instead of putting all that pressure on Lagway and risking injury when you just need the runner quarterback, throw some wrinkles in there. You know what I mean?
Kind of like a Russell Wilson, Justin Fields type of situation.
I can see it. I can see it happening. And
kind of how Arch was utilized this year. I
can see it. I can see room for it. I'm not going, but it fits better with this guy than the other quarterback. And I see my brother in the comments talk about he better than the Lagway, the quarterback that's leaving. Get out of here. You're a Miami fan. He's just talking nonsense.
he's just reaching. He's just hoping somebody looks out and says hi to him.
Right.
I appreciate it. But look, wherever he goes, good luck to him. It is what it is. But this seems to be sure. That's still a position of need. I think we have to be super aggressive in the portal for quarterback. Look, Tramel Jones coming in. I think a lot of people are excited about him. He is coming off a pretty serious injury where he sat out, I think, the good half of the year this past year. I know that he is kind of on that point of recovery, but again, if this team right now, I saw the odds today. I think we're 50-1 favorites to win the national championship right now, which is greatly improved. Greatly improved. So my reason for saying these things is because, you know, there's going to be a lot of high expectations, as we've already kind of stated and alluded to already. And if something were to happen to DJ, you want to be able to bring in a guy to kind of maintain and kind of be able to connect you to the next play. Like, think about the Irish, right? Ryan Leonard goes down. Their backup comes in. He's extremely efficient, right? And was able to maintain the game and keep them in it, and went 4 for 4 for like 64 yards. I was like, I keep that guy.
For sure.
We saw last year, the backup to the DJ did not have the ability to come in and connect a couple of plays to keep it going.
Yeah.
So
and you need that mobility. So and with the run game that we're gonna have, you have a little bit more mobility with the quarterback position. If you're rolling them out, you can pick up them third downs. You know what I mean? At least have the threat with the legs to get some of them hard fought plays that you need when your backup come in, because they're going to be sitting in the house and trying to blitz you and stuff. So you got to be mobile at that position at the backup. We already got the run game. We got explosive wide receivers. So you get somebody that's mobile and they got to go into that man-to-man or keep an eye on the quarterback. Makes it a little bit easier for him when he's mobile.
Yeah, I agree. So, look, we'll keep an eye on this one. Again, this is going to be, I think, people have their opinions on defensive line, no tackle. I think backing up, and the quarterback room is very thin at the moment. So,
yeah,
this to me is more concerning.
And like I said, he can play. There's ways that he can get on the field where he's not just coming saying, "I'm just going to sit down and do nothing." You know what I mean? That's the fear with being the backup to Lagway, and especially if you're young, it's like, okay. And then you got Trammell coming. You're not throwing your career away because we have a plan for you. I think this guy, that role which he was going to have, this guy better suits that role.
Sure. So we'll see. Again, Georgia can probably sell a little bit more in the sense that the possibilities of playing are
like
higher.
Said, we'll see.
Yeah, it's so. But again, definitely a position of need, and there's still plenty of quarterbacks, though, I say, that can kind of come in and maybe fulfill a backup role. Maybe not to, like how you're saying, be a good.
We need a style. Yeah, got to be there.
But there's plenty of sufficient backup quarterbacks that are in there right now. 300 strong, boys and girls. 350 strong. Be sure, again, smash the like button. Stephen Harris is going to come.
We need at least half the likes, man. Let's get the 150 likes, man. Smash the like button. I appreciate y'all.
At least. Let's talk about this. The young men that have enrolled early.
Yeah. I love this.
I love it. I love just seeing these pictures are so cool, man. It's kind of just everyone's getting into the football little vibe a little bit, and moms are passing their kids off, and that's Coach Jaluk right there, I think.
Yeah, Coach Jaluk.
I think that probably is Waltez, if I had to guess. The running back room.
Yeah, it looks like him.
Because Byron Lewis, I don't believe, is there yet. So I'm going to pull up the list now. I'm trying to find where that list is on.
You know what's amazing, though, just about that? Just getting there that early, man, you get a whole head start, kid. Because once you get to school, it moves so fast for you if you don't get there early. That's why most guys end up redshirting, because you don't have much time. It's moving fast, kid. So they get the workout plan under them and everything, get the playbook. You get about 6 months before you got to play. And if you that guy, a highly rated guy, and you can come perform, you're going to play your freshman year. Because it shouldn't take you that long to learn the plays, but to get acclimated to the speed. But when you're out there training with those guys for that long, it's awesome.
I mean, think about it. These guys that are early enrolled are going to go through an entire cycle of strength and conditioning.
Yes.
That is so important.
Man, my God.
And they started today.
First 2 months for some guys who just get there and you're already so behind, they're already saying you're redshirting, basically, or you may get the ball thrown one time.
Yeah, it's a whole year. It could feel like, I imagine, for some.
Yeah.
So let's talk about who's not there. Because it's a longer list of who's there, which is good news. The big names that are there: Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown, Stubbs, Ben Hanks, Lagonza Hayward, Woods, Ty Jackson, and Wiggins. To me, those are probably every name is important, but those are names
credit to those guys too for being so far ahead in their curriculum
for sure
in high school to be able to get that done. So shouts out to them and their parents and everybody involved for making sure their education is on point to be able to make this move and not having to wait to pass clearinghouse and all that stuff.
Agreed. Terrell Jones. I mean, look, all the names here are all fantastic. The reason I say the Ben Hanks, the Hayward, the Woods, and Wiggins, because obviously the edge, that D line, these are guys that we're hoping that can make an early impact because of some of the losses that we've had. But who's not there is Byron Lewis, running back. I feel like if there's a room that we can afford to not have somebody be there early, it would be Byron Lewis. 3-star wide receiver, Mizzou Tankora. Again, another room. big size guy. I know Daniel
Mhm.
Pierre-Louis has been showing his love for him on X. But again, a room that is extremely thick at the moment.
Yeah.
Miles Johnson, 3-star linebacker. Again, another room
Mhm.
that is
That's thick
extremely
right now, yeah.
yeah, so it's like, okay, like, we'd love for them to be there. 3-star kicker, Evan Noel. We ain't gotta worry about that. We got Trace Maggin, but you know that.
Yeah.
The two big ones I would say, O-line, Daniel Pierre-Louis. I would love for O-linemen to always be there as soon as possible. And then
Mhm.
4-star lineman Joseph Mbakchu, the kid that currently flipped from Texas. But he obviously remember, he was kind of behind the 8 ball just in general, I think, with
Yeah.
school and just getting into football, so that kind of played a factor into it.
And it's perfect for some of these guys. Nothing wrong with red shirt, and then the way it's set up now, you get to play a lot more before you even have the red shirt. So, there's no big deal for some of these guys and looking at the future of their career. You know what I mean? They'll still be right on time for their development.
Um, Eve said, QQID says, Shivers made me smile. Ain't gonna lie, seeing him there. Again, Steven Shivers filling in that Stephen Harris
Yeah.
role for us. Again, so out of, what was it, 25 commits, 6 are not there early enrolled, which,
That's
again, I
dope.
think,
Out of
yeah.
yeah, that's a fantastic, man. And that shows that this is a bright group of kids too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? These guys are
100%. Definitely fits
yeah,
the
in
mold of
football, groomed and ready to conquer the moment.
professional mindset, right? Like, if I feel
Mhm.
like you've got to really be early enrolled and be ready to rock and roll, just to kind of just where the game's going. It's very fast, and
Yeah.
you've got to be
Yeah.
at every asset of the game. I remember we
And it
interviewed
puts you at the
Trammell.
advantage too. Yeah, because you can still redshirt even though you're early enrolled. So you just have all the advantage. You get that lifting, that training session is the biggest deal because most kids they train. Some of these guys are training at a high level, but it's nothing gonna be compared to when you get to college and this coach is his whole job is to make sure you're another human being a few months from now. You know
We
what I
t-
mean?
yeah, we talked about this a lot last year. I know that I did, but just given I felt like it was it's a position that gets overlooked. But you and I talked about it. I remember we had a couple of guys during the spring game, former players, say like, "Yeah, this is where the season's won. Honestly, is these first few
For
months."
sure.
And someone I can think of right now is Jeremiah Smith. I mean, obviously he was a freak coming out of high school last year, but we saw the transformation he had and just the
Yeah,
size that he put on, and clearly it
yeah,
made the world of difference this year. I mean, the kid's gonna on the way to win a national championship.
for
Uh,
sure.
Obviously, along with a great football team, but he's been a huge asset to that, and you got to credit to him getting there early and being able to just turn heads immediately. And get the hit.
Notre Dame knocks them off just for the
I
record.
agree.
So
I agree. And I'm hoping Dallas Wilson and Vernell can kind of be that same mindset. I do want to ask you
yeah, for
something. We were
sure.
talking today
Hmm.
at work with a group of guys, and there's some FSU guys. I was just shitting on them for dumb stuff, but
That's
we were talking about
easy.
going to opposing stadiums and watching the games, and the FSU fan said, "Yeah, there's a great game." But I remember I went to Gainesville, the game that um it was 2003 when they won
The fight.
38-30. Was that game? Well, do you remember that game
Yeah, I definitely remember that game.
with the
Well,
poor officiating?
yeah, yeah. First of all, they cheated. The officiating was horrible. And then they won on the last play, kind of killed my man Gus Scott career. They got the bomb, defensive end, my guy Daryl Lee. Coach told him, don't keep contained. Make sure we keep contained. He's gonna roll out. He went underneath, quarterback surely rolls out to the right. He throws a bomb. Gus Scott's in the back of the end zone with the Stevie Wonder glasses looking for the ball. And touchdown. Boom. But yeah, they called him. I was already pissed because they had been cheating the whole game. So, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, they better not celebrate on our field. And sure enough, they try to run to the middle of the field. So I go out there like, hey man, y'all cheated, just leave. And Darnell Dockett push Marcus Thomas. And I had to catch him with the 2-piece. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. And then the rest was history.
I was talking about
Definitely
today.
remember that game. I'll never forget it in my life. That's when I was like,
That's
yeah, I'll forever hate these guys.
that's hilarious. I was talking today. I mean, I was too young to really remember that game, but my Gator buddy was like, "Yeah, he's like that game just infuriates me when I think about it." I was like, "Damn,
They
I was like
cheated so
Harris was
bad,
there. I
bro.
wonder if
Yeah,
I
we
wonder
had
if
like 3,
how he'll
4
respond."
turnovers they didn't call, fumbles that were clear fumbles they didn't call. It was bad, man.
Money says, don't bring up the Miami game in 2003. My dad cried all night. Absolute heartbreaker.
Oh, yeah, when they came back. Yeah, that's too much. Too much pain for that year. 2003 was a horrible year for me.
Oh, man. Steve Harris calling through. Boys, we got 400 kicking in here. Let's get it. Let's go. Smash the like button.
Smash the like button, baby.
Speaking of heartbreak, this translates perfectly before we move on into our other topics. This show is, of course, brought to you by PrizePicks. Boys, you want to talk about... Listen, it's playoff time, okay? It's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on PrizePicks, and they now offer MasterCard. But here's the thing, okay? You're boiled not up. I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? Okay. This thing went over like 5 games, I think it was. Started on Saturday night. Lab McConkey, anytime tutty. Yes, sir. Joe Mixon, anytime tutty. To the bank. 2 minutes to go. No
Easy
big
money.
deal. Derrick Henry, the king, my man who rushed me to a fantasy football championship there this year. 186 yards, 2 tutties. Lock it in. James Cook, passing the rock, gives me 100+ yards. He was also a running back this year in fantasy football. Touchdown. It's going into the last game of the evening. I'm like, there's no way the easiest one of the night doesn't hit.
Easy.
Not only does it not hit, they tease me. Last play of the game, Saquon breaks out. Nothing but grass in front of him, baby. Nothing but grass. Could save the day. Turn the whole thing on its head. Slides. You can't make it up, bro. You can't make it up. And look, I know I explained this to your heartbreak, like why would I want to be a part of this? This is exactly why you should sign up for PrizePicks and use the code HIGHTOP. Because for these moments right here, and when you use your first $5, you get $50 back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in shambles about it still. People were texting me because I knew I was posting it. I couldn't believe it. I dosed up another one that later on that night, missed it by 20 yards. I don't want to talk about it. All right, I've been in shambles for 24 hours over this stuff, but. Then again, still use the code HIGHTOP. Make me feel better about it. Again, PrizePicks, run your game. I mean, you want to talk about it.
Man, listen, I saw you posted, man. I went to go look it up. I said, ain't no way. It was perfect. That 150 was looking good.
I thought I had it, man. I thought I was all the way to the bank. Man.
Then you get the group pool too. Yeah, Lord. Yeah. Oh, man. I say no. Ain't no way Saquon laid that egg like that, man.
He been doing it all season. He don't care about that. He just wants to win.
Yeah.
I respect it. Larry Cox, $5 says, tired of hearing about hiring an OC. Billy lives by the play calling and he'll die by the play calling. All right, sorry, Larry. We won't mention it again.
Yeah, I thought we wasn't gonna talk about it at all.
You brought it up, Larry. I didn't say shit about it.
Thanks, Larry.
All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk. I got a coaching situation coming up, which it has nothing to do with offensive coordinator. If that's what you think we're talking about, it's not that. So you can suck it, Larry. Okay. This is crazy to me. Miami fans, they're just rejoicing over this, bragging about it. The highest paid college athlete. Shout out to the agency.
2 years straight, huh?
What's that?
You want to do it 2 years in a row, huh?
Was he highest paid last year?
No, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Gosh.
So they're bragging because they've got money to flaunt around. ESM, I guess the agency is bragging as they should. I mean, that's what they're trying to do is represent, how great they are at facilitating deals. And I think it only works if they're going to Miami. Look, this is how you have to look at this. Like, I know it's going to come off as like, oh, we're being trolls because we're Gator fans. That's not what I'm trying to be.
They need to spend that money on the scouting department.
Look, I can see both sides. I mean, out of the quarterbacks out there, you've got a guy that obviously at one point showed, he threw for almost 4,000 yards with a fantastic line and great weapons around him at Georgia and SEC. And we talk about the caliber of the SEC. So he showed potential. He was a Heisman candidate this year, first rounder potential before the abysmal season that he had. So he shows a lot of promise. Here are my things, okay? He's coming off a wicked injury, which we've talked about. He probably won't be back before after the spring game. And think about it's hard to compare these things. When you think of highest paid player, right? Think about like baseball. Juan Soto just became it. Before that, it was Ohei Oshani, who plays two positions in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
In football, I think Jalen Hurts landed a whopping deal. Obviously, Patty Mahomes, that when he signed his deal. When you see these historic contracts, one, it's for a long time, right? The
Yeah.
impact is much greater
Yeah.
than one season,
Yeah, one season. Yeah.
which I think is a factor. Like what I would be saying would be like, again, for the agency, huge brag. School, I'm like, you kind of look, you could look dumb. You could look dumb. Go win an natty, then all right, it pays off. Now, if I see an agency and a school come together and like it's like, hey, DJ Lagway signs till his senior year, like, hey, locks in for 3 years, highest paid
that's first
athlete.
celebration for sure.
That's a big move. That's a big move on both sides, right? Like that would be, to me, is the next big step is how do I lock these cats in for a couple years so I'm not having to worry about a transfer portal every 5 minutes.
For sure.
Happening. Look, it's crazy to hear. Apparently the number is around that 4 million mark, which is just absurd to think about, given the fact that Will Levis, who went second round very early on last year, his total contract for 5 years was $9 million. Year one made $750,000. This cat's making half of what Will made in year one.
Year.
Now, what I do like about this is that we could see these quarterbacks and these players stay longer in college football. Now, will they stay at the same school is another question, but I think it's good for these guys.
It's crazy to think that some guys, I love it for the kids. Don't get me wrong. As a former player, this is fantastic. Get your money. I am taking shots at Miami and their evaluations and throwing money anywhere to try to buy a championship. It's good for Carson coming out of the SEC, going to the almost competitive conference. He should be way better, not having to face SEC competition. But it's crazy to think that you're gonna probably make more money in your college career than you would in a potential NFL career.
Guy's driving a Lambo, bro. So he probably made a pretty penny last year too.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I don't know what pressure it puts on the NFL to make sure rookies are compensated more. You know what I mean? To when they're coming in, but geez.
Well, I don't think they care about rushing people out of the college. You know what I mean? Like
no, I don't think so. But you put all this work in, then you come in as a rookie, and you're seeing some guys that are still in college making more than you in the profession that's supposed to be the next level of the profession. It's like almost like a slap in the face a little bit that this can happen. It's like, man, can I buy an extra year and go back? Maybe I'll make $5 million this year. Like, don't draft me and don't let me come out to next year. I don't know. Like, something weird. Like,
think about it. He's going to play less games in the NFL too. They play 18 games in the NFL. Beck's only going to play 12. So, they're getting paid for less time.
How about breaking the bank? More power to him. It's just weird.
I think look, it's weird because it is weird. It's just it's different. But this is the new norm. Look, I if Quinn Ewers decides to return, I think he'll actually get paid more. Because I think both guys kind of both haven't looked really promising. Both didn't look great, but both are going to be the two most experienced quarterbacks coming back playing in high caliber teams in the SEC. So that's how they're going to be looked at. And people are like, it's dumb. It's the same thing when when Anthony went to the NFL. Like, everybody sees what the product once was and what could potentially be, and feel like I can change that. I could be what makes it different.
It's amazing to think that if you come in as a freshman commanding that you can possibly leave with $16 million or more.
Oh, over a course of 4 years. I mean, who's to blame? Is it the kids? Is it the agency?
No, for sure
or
not.
Is the person paying the bill?
I'm not trying to blame. Listen,
I know, but what's the cause?
I got one older son that's in college now. I got two more younger ones. Listen, I got 2 lotto tickets, brother. One of them I know for sure. So
I love it. So he like leave it the way it is. I don't care.
Hey, listen, man. Even if it changed a little bit, we'll be all right. just keep the money coming.
It's wild to even see. Look, he's rated the #1 player in the portal, so he's gonna be able to ask for that kind of money. Is he worth $4 million? I don't know. I don't. It's hard to gauge a price. We don't know what DJ's getting paid. I know that Raiola, if
Yeah,
he were to come out, there was talks of him being worth $3 million. And now when Quinn, when
yeah,
his number was $6 million, I was like, that's absurd. But that Carson got
yeah.
4. And look, with this kind of noise being flown around, I mean, it's
It
just
only raises the stakes for everybody else because
that's my
people looking
point.
like, man, I'm better than him. What are you talking about? I made 1 million last year. Like,
Conversations get crazier.
my
Conversations get
God.
crazier and harder.
Yeah,
But it'll be
yeah.
interesting to see if again if when Quinn
It
enters in,
always
if
works out though.
yeah,
It'll work out.
they'll win 4 games. That would be that would be a massive blow. One hell of a return on that
It would
ROI.
be. It ain't gonna work out for him anyway, so it don't matter.
I wonder what Cam got. Cam had got something pretty big because I think he was projected to go much higher in the NFL than Carson was
Even
before
he
this
brought
year.
his whole offensive line diamond pendants. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was Morrisonite or not, but it was. You know what I mean? He spent the bag trying to get them all necklaces and stuff. So they
That's
got it.
true.
Boys got it.
Got to fund the money. Rookie says $5. Carson Beck looks like Tom Petty, drawn from drunken memory. That's pretty.
We know that Con Air. What's my guy?
Where?
You seen the movie Con Air?
Con Air. I don't think so.
You never seen Con Air?
No, with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. What's the
No,
other guy? The crazy guy that had the all white on.
John Malkovich.
It might be his name, but that's him.
Look, this was a picture snapped because again, phase 1. I can't remember what it's called. Starts today or tomorrow. I think like
Yeah.
officially tomorrow is what Cam Parker said to us. But what he pointed out is 2 things. One, Deshaun Purdy was not here. But sitting down on the bench there to your bottom right is the man himself, the legend, 5-star caliber safety, ladies and gentlemen, Asa Turner. So we could put the Asa Turner fan club to bed. Okay, as of now, it looks like he's hanging out with the team. I don't think we still have confirmation if he's on the team. He could be just hanging out, but I think he's with the team.
He is. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make no announcement or anything like that. Think this is the year for him to put his head down and do his thing. You know what I mean? Be a leader, come back stronger and better, and ready to go and show up and silence the noise. I like it.
Phase 1's foundation, but yeah, look, there's some hate. I mean, the guy played like
I know
2 quarters.
People talking a lot of crap.
Like, he played 2 quarters when the defense was clearly in shambles. Let's not jump to conclusions, okay? I mean, think about it. 2 years ago, Jordan Castell was the man, the myth, and then last year he had a fall off. So year to year, boys.
He came with hype as the White Knight. You know what I mean? So I believe he's gonna do what he need to do. Me personally, I believe he's gonna rectify all the hype, and he's gonna come in and make a splash and be that player for us. You know, I spoke with Coach Will Harris before Asa got here, and he told me that I'm gonna love. He said, "Steve, you're gonna love this guy." And I'm gonna take him at his word. I'm gonna take him at his word.
I mean, I think if there's a guy we got to trust in evaluation in the safety/cornerback room,
I'm gonna take him at his word. So I'm waiting, and I'm hoping. I know with all the noise, but I'm hoping and knowing that he's gonna silence all that because he's not posting nothing. He's not saying. I know he's taking it personal, and this is his last shot. So I'm waiting. I love to see it.
King Leak says he showed enough in them 2 quarters. Come on.
See, yeah, I know. Right. Y'all right. Get your jokes off, man. Fire them. Let them go. It's going to be all right. Just remember, I always get the last laugh.
That's the last time we did this. Mr. Harris
I always get the last laugh, man. God. So, you know, I don't miss on evaluations either.
Listen, I love it. 4:30 strong, boys. Let's keep the like button hammered home and showing some love. Appreciate y'all hanging out, chit-chatting with us on this Monday with the Vikings and Rams playing. The Vikings are playing, and so obviously Cody, a big Vikings fan. Just to show you Cody's a locker room guy, lunch pail kind of guy.
Sorry. I like John Matt's his comment said Turner can teach Stubbs and Hanks. You need that veteran back. That's there why I like him. Orchestrating, you know what I mean? And he will. So yeah, it's gonna work out perfect for us.
That's why I'm excited about it. But Bro snatched his ankle so bad. It was bad. I mean, listen, we maybe
It was. No, it was. Listen, man, my man got snatched up. Now, Asa,
we all
you
have bad
know it.
days.
He know it though, so that's why I know he coming back with a vengeance. You know
He
what I
gonna
mean?
work on them kneecaps. My knees,
It's
my
all
knees
good.
hurt.
You know, God working mysterious ways. It all will work out in the end. Watch this.
I love it. But I called up Cody because he said he went to work early, so he got home in time for this game. And I called him and go, hey, big news, dude. I was like, we got a call from one of our sponsors. They want us to do a 2-hour show, 9 to 11, to talk about this college football championship. I was like, can you hop on? Knowing he called me earlier, literally hyped up to watch the game tonight. He goes, shit, yeah, I guess, I got you. buddy was ready to go.
Yeah,
Buddy was ready to go. Buddy was ready to go.
What's the score though? They up?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I do, before I forget though, before we talk about this one, this is my favorite topic of the night. I do got to give a huge shout out to our boy Cole Prescott. He had his baby. Hopefully I can say all this. Doesn't matter. 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 907 this morning, 22 inches tall. I believe it was a girl. I don't know. He didn't give me sex or anything, but I do want to
volleyball.
I do want to show this video. Oh, I don't have the video. Hold on. The video is absolutely incredible. It's the greatest video on the internet because this just shows you the quality that you're working with here at High Top Sports. That's what I want you to see here with this. Excuse all that. Let me go ahead and pull this bad boy up. Here we go. This is the video he sent me this morning. Absolutely incredible. Take a listen. Keep your ears peeled. Huge shout out to the fam here. Ready?
Soon, if they want to make any coaching.
How are you enjoying the show, gents?
The best show on YouTube.
You talked about
I mean, could you know what I'm saying, bro? That's what we're doing out here. Mom's I'm ready to give labor.
We need the flying pig onesie, baby. We got to send the flying pig onesie.
I already sent it.
Yeah, man.
On the labor bed, watching the boys. I mean, talk about commitment from mom right there. You know what?
Yeah.
There isn't a show.
YouTube,
There's not a show. We're for the masses. We're for the people. Shout out to the Prescott family on their beautiful baby and the mama.
Salute to the new one. And that's a trooper. The mama a trooper, man. She's a soldier. That's great.
He said couldn't have gone better. His wife, I don't want to say her name, is sore, but who couldn't be? And I said, Dave's mom. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that mom jokes never take a rest. Okay, mom jokes never take a rest here. But huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to them.
Oh, shout out, man.
I'm ecstatic the fact that baby was born into such a just peaceful, loving environment with us in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Top.
Like,
raising them right.
I think we can like put that on our card of like national football champion, baby deliverer. You know what I mean? Like it's up there.
Greatest moments. Yeah, it's definitely going on the wall, High Top Wall of Fame.
Yeah, that's incredible. So
we get the High Top Museum going. We can just put that in the 2025 slot.
Damn, Rams are up 10-0 and have the ball again.
Ooh, Cody.
I was worried about that.
Cody, I bet them cans cracking.
He ain't even in the chat. He ain't even in the chat. He's already thrown his phone.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. What did he say? He said, "I love the abuse. That's why I'm married to my wife and love my Vikings." All right, boys. Let's talk about this. So, an article was written by Boy Keith on On3 about David Doker. I believe that's how it's pronounced. The wide receiver assistant. And this whole article was just praise from the wide receiver room, from Ricky Pearsall talking about it was actually night and day. My game elevated immediately when I got in that room, and I continue to see long-term growth the longer I was there. Deck is his nickname for him, was a huge part for me. Eugene Wilson says, I feel like the assistant receiver coach is definitely overlooked. He has a big role, especially in our room, not only just getting us aligned, but keeping our head straight, making sure to keep our head up and helping us as route runners. And then, of course, DK, who's headed to the draft as well, says Coach Deck was one of the one that picked me up on a recruiting visit. I got close to him through that first meetings. You could tell he knows ball. You could tell he's a knowledge and hunger for the game. And he also says he's going to be, probably a great coach at some time, and that, to keep an eye on him. The reason I bring all this up is because we all have talked about the contracts coming up for expiration. One of those being wide receiver coach Billy Gonzalez. Again, this is all hypothetical. This is literally me seeing this article. I'm like, where is this coming from?
Where's it
Also,
going?
also excites me knowing that we have this talent, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And hearing the great things of, again, a first rounder and Ricky Pearsall. We know what Eugene's been able to do, the impact that he has made. And could it be a piece of, if there's a possible transition, to know that, hey, we're in good hands.
We already covered. Yeah, for sure. All State.
And look, if this happens and has some success, to me, Tyler Miles, the strength and conditioning coach, who was a hand-picked guy, who was loved by the staff, who was very invested.
There.
I think the strength and conditioning made huge progress last year.
Mm-hmm.
I know people have their thoughts. Again, I'm not even getting into it, but I'm excited even more so to see what he does this year. David Doker gives me that same kind of vibe of like, okay, a guy that's been within the program, kind of working his way up. Love these things. So,
I love it too. Just watching him, seeing him out there. Anybody who played football, if you look at this picture, you know he's a legit guy, especially as a wide receiver coach. He got the long hair,
it's a lettuce,
the hat. It's just certain characteristics that these type of coaches possess. You know what I mean? And I believe he has everything it takes to fill that role if we were to move in a different direction. Of course, I love Coach Gonzalez. He was there when I was at Florida. We won championships together and stuff. And, I've been posting about him and stuff like that. Love the work that he's done. You know what I mean? Sometimes things inspire. Sometimes your time at a place, people go in different directions, whatever it is. I just know if anything was to happen, we're in great hands. And that's the greatest position you can be in.
No, I agree. And again, this is all hypothetical. The article gave no insight to believe. I just, again, piecing things together. This is why I've told you before, I don't like knowing things, because if I come to you with a thought, it's a natural thought. It's not like
people gonna run with it.
Yeah, like it's like
Gonzalez is getting fired. That's the headline tomorrow.
Yeah, well, his contract's up for extension.
Yeah.
So.
No.
Christmas says David Doker, who is this Joker? That's pretty good. Look, Mullen obviously being the head coach at UNLV, he's circling the wagon, going after guys. Like literally, I think the last 3 recruits were former Gators at one point. Chief Borders, another one today, lineman. I can't think of his name off the top of my dome, but he's making his runs. Could Billy Gonzalez be part of that run?
He added a guy, Coach Deuce, that I coached with at Carrollwood Day. To his staff too, that's connected in the Tampa area to a lot of recruits and stuff. So Mullen's definitely piecing this thing together to try to make a run and retain some Florida talent and stuff like that.
Should be fun. It should be fun. Aaron says, hey, Sheldon, who do you think we grab at defensive tackle in the portal? I know we talked this week. Dylan Olive said we sent an offer to a JUCO guy. I don't remember his name, but we talked about him. Cody and I talked about him. Big size. I think he was the number 1 JUCO tackle, I believe. That's in the portal, but that's all I've really heard on those kind of movements. So it seems kind of quiet on the portal side.
Yeah, and you will find great diamonds in the JUCO at this defensive tackle position.
Brian Taylor, one of them.
I trust Chapman evaluation of finding guys that are naturally explosive, that just need a little bit of tweaking to their game that'll come in and be big time for us. So I wouldn't be worried about the defensive tackle position.
They're worried about it, Mr. Harris. So be careful.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know people are stressing.
No, I ain't worried about it. Everybody can't evaluate big man at a high level.
I think they're going to question your knowledge in this.
Yeah, they always do.
If you played the game, won a national championship, I think there'd be a little more reserve on that. But until then,
I know, but till then,
you're just gonna keep being questioned. I don't know what to tell you, boys and girls.
Crazy,
fantastic Monday show. Lot to go over. Lots to talk about.
Like button, man.
Let it go. Look, we were supposed to have Corey Bender on yesterday. He came down with a cold, so maybe he'll come on either tomorrow or Wednesday. We're still planning on having this conversation. There's no need for us not to have it. We're really excited to have it.
Get well, baby.
Working on getting some other guys on the show to continue to talk Gator ball. Huge game tomorrow. Gators basketball versus Mizzou, 9 p.m. kickoff. Let's keep the boys rolling. Took a look. They're favored to win the national championship plus 1,400. Looks attractive. I might throw a little on that bad boy.
Yeah, $10.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Have a little fun with it.
$10.
Boys and girls, smash the like button, subscribe, enjoy Monday Night Football playoffs with the Vikings and Rams. Maybe the Vikings can make a little bit of a tear. I've got the under on or the less on Sammy on our prize picks. So we'll maybe that'll benefit me unless they get on a roll here. But defense has been a lockdown on the entire weekend. Great weekend of football from Thursday till today. So we've been spoiled. Appreciate it and enjoy it while you can. As much as I love this time of year, I'm excited for March Madness. I'm excited for just NASCAR's coming up. I love this time of year. I love football this time of year. Boys and girls, y'all be good. Smash the like button, subscribe. You know what to do. I'll see you boys in the next one. Stephen Harris, Sheldon Walker. See you.